Hi everyone, Michelle here from the Appearance Clinic. Just to go on from our previous video on aging skin, what we wanted to do today was to talk a little bit about things that you can expect your skin to do through the various decades as you go through them. So the presentation of aging skin, you'll get some increased lines, discolorations, you'll get some patches of pigmentation, you'll lose that pink, plump, round face that you had as a child. Sometimes the skin can start to get a bit rough and scaly, and you develop deeper folds and wrinkles. And then, of course, what's happening underneath within that dermis is that the structure of the skin, so your collagen strands are no longer like this, they're like this. It starts to get that laxicity, and things start to be less firm than they used to. So things to focus on, obviously, when you're younger. I mean, often people come to see me with their 15 to 20-year-olds, and we're focused on acne, blackheads. And what we try and teach everybody through that period is it's about maintaining the skin's acidic and using probiotic on the face. Old school cleansers left your skin alkaline. Your epidermis needs to be acidic, and so that's why we used to have toners with witch hazel, because it would take the skin from being in an alkaline state through to being in an acidic state. Nowadays, all the cleansers that we sell, they all leave your skin acidic, so they're maintaining that barrier function. So acne is a key thing that people come when they're in their 20s. So what we're trying to do is talk about using some acids, help the skin turn over, not over cleansing the skin. And that's another thing. People with acne come in and they're using scrubs, they're blackhead squeezing, and they're just being far too harsh. And then they get all these patches of inflammation. So we just say, ease off a little bit, be nice to your skin. So, use a good cleanser with some acid, perhaps a probiotic, and perhaps swap between the two. A face cloth, a good old flannel. There's nothing wrong with that at the end of the day. So some light peels just to get that mechanical function of the cells working better, and making sure that the girls that come through, girls and boys, have a good procedure for when they're cleaning their skin. So mid-20s to kind of mid-30s, and the focus then is pretty much on prevention of aging. We step up a little bit on sometimes of the treatments that we're doing on the skin. We get them onto peptides and antioxidants, again, because what you want to do is to undo the damage that you've already got, and then to protect yourself going forward. So that's where those antioxidants come in, because they scavenge those free radicals. Perhaps the introduction of some retinoids as well. And treatments might include some very superficial, so needling, some fillers, and perhaps some laser treatments to help, because what we're doing, most of the treatments that we do actually in the clinic are all based on causing an injury, and it's the body's response to that injury. So when you come in and we're doing IPL for skin rejuvenation, that's about putting light and radio frequency into the dermis, and the body goes, that's an injury. So it increases the blood flow to the area, and it helps to proliferate the cells so that you're getting a boost of collagen in that repair process. The same with dermal needling. Dermal needling is great for most skins, especially I like it. Because basically, again, what we're doing is we're causing all these micro injuries, and the body goes and heals them. So the skin heals, it helps to break down scar tissue, and people that have melasma or cloasma, it helps to break down some of those hyperpigmented patches. So mid-20s to 30s is all pretty much about reducing those things and making sure that we've got a plan going forward. So when you get into your mid-30s, you start to see that you have less of an oil production. Your eye area starts to wrinkle somewhat, and you start to get some smaller lines start to appear. One of the things that's become most prevalent over a few years is drink bottles, and the amount of women that come in sucking on a drink bottle with all these lines through here. We used to get those from smoking, now we get them from hydrating ourselves. A glass of water is fine. So again, it's about using sunblock, moisturizers, And obviously, you know, things that start to be considered then are the use of a few fillers. Because as you age, you do lose that volume. You know, when you look at your pictures of when you're a child, you're all round face, and as you get older you lose volume in here, things starts to sag a little bit. It's just that natural process of aging, and our philosophy is make the best of what you've got. So when you're in your mid-30s to 40s, let's increase your cell turnover. Let's make sure you're on a good couple of products, you're using your sunblock, and, you know, if necessary, we can top up with some appearance medicine and a few fillers and bits and pieces. Mid-40s to mid-50s. I'm past my mid-50s. You know, wrinkles start to form, skin starts to sag a little bit on your neck, the skin actinic keratosis can become apparent. You know, if you're 20 and you're watching this, you're not going to know, but if you're my age or older, you'll know that those little scaly patches that you get from the sun, those precancerous lesions, they start to appear. And that is because the cells are aging. We cannot stop this process. What we can do is minimize it. And we minimize it how? By cutting sugar out, stopping smoking, you know, a healthy lifestyle if you can. I'm all about balance, me personally. You know, if you want to have a drink, have a drink. If you want to have a smoke occasionally, have a smoke occasionally. But just know what the impacts of those things are on your skin. So mid-40s to mid-50s. And it's an interesting thing as you age, because your 30s you're invincible, your 40s you're still perceived as being youthful, but when you go over your 50s, you know, it's half a century. So, and things change. I know that when I turned 50, my skin texture changed. I wasn't quite, and it was a very gradual process, and I'm kind of like, oh my God, how did that happen? But it does happen. So the 50s are really a challenging period for women, because I think that's when we see most of those changes occur. You know, 40s, people are still having babies, but 50s, you're definitely beyond that. Menopause is kicking in. You know, you get poor sleep, sweats, all those sorts of things, and you suddenly turn into a new person. Or so my husband said anyway. But in this age, in the 50s, we really want to be on the good DNA repair for the body lotion as well, and the face. Make sure that we're underpinning all those things to promote a healthy DNA strand, to promote good telomere length. Once those telomeres reduce down in size and they no longer replicate, it's irreversible. So you need to get on board with using a good DNA repair body lotion, good DNA repair on your skin, your antioxidants, and mix up those treatments. So things you can do, you can have a bit of skin tightening treatments, some laser, needling, you know, throw it all in there, because basically each time you do things to your skin, you're going, reboot it. The other thing that we have in the clinic, so when we're doing dermal needling, we use Benev serums that contain human growth factors, and they're like a Control-Alt-Delete for the skin. So, and they are for skins that have issue or more mature skin. So mid-50s and beyond, oh my God, that's me. Nasolabial folds start to deepen, wrinkles become more prevalent, skin takes on a slightly different texture. You might become sensitive to things that you've never been sensitive to again. And this is all part of that menopause kicking in with the estrogen dipping down, because you need estrogen for your wound healing and, you know, proper cell function. But it's all part of that aging process. So things we do at my age now, we do good retinol peels, lots of different types of acids, collagen stimulators. You know, I'm using peptides, stem cells, growth factors, good sunscreen, and obviously a little bit of filler, a little bit of tox, and do all those sorts of things. So, but there's those key things that happen through the ages, but it's all about making the best of what you have.